Alright, what's up, Sam Sim? On a Sunday afternoon, you know what I'm saying? Why everybody getting off from church? Yo, man, I got a sermon for y'all today. You know, cause I just got off the phone with my homegirl, and we was talking about the side nigga shit, right? Cause you know, um, I ain't gonna lie, man. My homegirl, as far as like the whole side bitch shit, she, she has a problem with being the side chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, she learned from, experience that, being the side chick and having structure with a guy who has, other things going on in his life, other relationships. She learned that not only can she not be the side chick, but her relationship is so strong with the guys that she fuck with that they can't even be the side nigga when she decides to choose someone else because emotions get involved. And I mean, we share a lot of shit in common when it comes down to that because, like, with me, I don't get emotional when, a female is like, you know what, I got a guy and I want you to be the side nigga. I'm like, hey, the thing is, I don't want to get women caught up. Like, I don't want to get women too emotional when it comes down to them wanting to have the relationship when you have another relationship on the side. And I already know if I put it on you, you're going to catch feelings. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with my homegirl. Like, she just got a way of just putting it on like some of these high-end type of D-boys and shit, you know what I'm saying? The ones who are just overconfident, who have multiple women and shit. And then when, she gets into, like, the structured relationship with them where it's like, look, I can go and fuck around with any guy I want to. You can go and fuck around with any girl you want to. And, it's just a sex thing. And all of a sudden, like, these guys start catching feelings when she decides to go and date other men. You know what I'm saying? The emotions get involved, and then all. Shit, man. I wish we could just go ahead and do this conversation like together. Maybe one day we'll do it, but I mean the whole side chick shit. You cannot have feelings if you are a side piece. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you go to places like Atlanta where, a lot of women out there, they don't mind being the side chick of another nigga's, side chick. And that's a damn shame, but then you got to look at the ratio of the women who are in a lot of these places. And even across the world, when you see a lot of guys who are getting murdered, getting locked up, there's a small percentage of black men that's out there. So the pickings are very slim, especially when it comes to good brothers. And, I don't tend to be cocky with that because I always look for that one compatible woman that, we can share the same type of views and values and all of that good stuff. But, when you run into like a lot of these women and shit, they're like, I wouldn't mind fucking with you and all of that shit. And it's like, damn, shorty, like, you already got a dude and all of this shit. You already got a relationship established, and like, well, I got everything structured, but me and you can just fuck around. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's not like I want to be the type of guy where, I'm like, well, you know what? Just call me when your man ain't home, and I come over there and lay that pipe on you and shit like that. It's not that I catch feelings because I don't. It's that she's gonna catch feelings. You know what I'm saying? And even with this girl that I know who has moved to Atlanta and she has a condo. She's a travel nurse. She has about $75,000 in her bank account. She makes about $5,000 a week, and it's like, she'll fly in out of town, and I haven't fucked with her in a while, but I already know, like, she told me her whole story, like, after I put it on her, you know what I'm saying, make her, ejaculate like 5 times out the night, you know what I'm saying, and then I mean, this is just a couple years ago, but like ever since then, like I know she's been fucking around with other dudes. You know what I'm saying? I even know that she has a relationship, a mild relationship established with a dude up here that I know personally. You know, and then when I found out how deep the relationship was, I said, "Oh shit, let me back off, let me back away from her." So I haven't fucked around with her in a couple of years, but she still calls me up, you know, hits me up on Facebook, and she's like, you know, when you gonna let me get some of that again? You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, well, you know, that nigga don't want to move to Atlanta. You know, I want you to come to Atlanta and come live with me and live with my condo and shit like that. Like, hold up, I'm not gonna be no in-house dick like that. You know what I'm saying? I got like you talking to a guy who, you know, lives under like strong patriarchal standards and traditions. So it's like, I mean, the only reason why I was fucking with you like that is because, you know, like this is what you wanted. You know, we were physically attracted to each other, and you know, a couple times that we did do it, you know, it was like, okay, you know, this is what you want, this is what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like we were always curious about each other. I didn't know if you was fucking with my homeboy like that, but you know, come to find out that you are fucking with him like that, and then I'm finding out from other guys that you are fucking with him like that whenever y'all, you know, meet up, whenever you come in town, you know what I'm saying? You taking him out to dinner, you know, treating him out and shit like that. But then, you know, whenever he goes to sleep, or, you know, whenever you say that you're going out to go and visit your people, you coming around me, or you trying to get in contact with me and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I cut that shit off. And when I cut it off, she was like, you know, I just want to see how you're doing. You know, I just hope everything is all right with you. I pray that everything works out for you, and that, you know, you're happy in life and all of this shit. And, you know, I'm just concerned and all of that. You know, here go the feelings. You know what I'm saying? Here go the feelings. Like, even with D, it's like, you know, she fucked around with a guy who, you know, he has like multiple women and shit like that. Like, he had a nice little house or apartment that he was taking, you know, his females to, and then he kind of like cut it off and had D going over there. And, you know, they would kick it, they would talk, and, you know, they would have sex and all of that shit inside the crib. But then a couple years later, runs down the line, and then all of a sudden, it's like, here all of a sudden, like, you know, she finds out that this guy has a home. He has a house for like 500-600 kids inside of the house. So then she started feeling some type of way too, because even though they had this shit kind of structured, you know, she started catching feelings for this dude. And then, you know, like when she started to kind of like fight those feelings and start to date other guys, he started catching feelings, because the type of female that she is, where, you know, she's strong, she's, you know, independent, you know, goal oriented, and she don't take no shit from motherfuckers. So now all of a sudden it's like he sees the challenge in her, because usually the females that he runs into, they're highly submissive. They you know, basically take shit from him. He can run them through the ground, choke them up, and call him bitch, and hey, bitch, come over here, sit your ass down, and then they go and sit down and all of that, right? So, and now you fucking with a female who's like an alpha female, and, you know, he sees the challenge in it, so he's like, nah, I gotta keep that. And, I mean, that's how it is with a lot of these females. So I don't like to be the side piece, the side nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of friends who are the side nigga. A lot of these niggas is broke. A lot of these niggas don't really have shit going on for them, but, you know, that strong pipe game. And then, you know, these women are working at call centers. These women are, you know, professionals, and, you know, they have careers and shit like that. But then they call these broke niggas to come over and shit whenever their husbands or their boyfriends are going to go and lay that pipe down and shit, you dig? But then the only thing is with that, it's like, you know, these guys, they feel overconfident with being the side piece. Like, that's your main chick, I'm the side nigga. You know, and at the same time, like, there's no relationship that's going to be involved in none of that. But then again, like, you're dealing with a charismatic individual like myself, emotions are going to get involved. And I'm the type of guy where I don't like to hurt a lot of these women's feelings and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even when the women who I have met in the past, where they always talk about how they have their situation structured with their guy, and you know, they still trying to take and, you know, see what's up and all of that. And I'm like, no, you're going to catch feelings. I know you are, because I know how I am, you know what I'm saying? I know what type of guy that I am. So I know you're gonna catch feelings. Like a lot of niggas brag on their dick, they brag on their pipe game. I know this. Believe me, I know this. And I am not the type of guy to brag on my shit. I'm just saying what the ladies say out here, you know what I'm saying? Few women that I have fucked around with, like, they have said it, like, damn, you know, like, your stroke game is on point. So I'm like, shit, damn, okay, you didn't said it, you know what I'm saying? So, I understand that, you know, and then on top of it, you know, I'm not like one of those guys that's gonna be like a Jody from Baby Boy, like, you know, I come over and then she's like, you know, I just want some dick. Like, I feel less than a man to be like that, you know, to be on some shit like that. So that's why I don't do it. It's like, damn, you know, you just called me over to fuck and then you're gonna kick me out? God damn, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, bro, I can't do it. I cannot do it. You know, like that side piece shit usually work for a lot of broke niggas. I mean, a lot of niggas who claim they have a lot of money, a lot of niggas, you know, these rap niggas and shit, they always talk about that shit. I'm fucking your main bitch. You know what I'm saying? And it's usually just, you know, just a sex thing. Like, you know, it's in and out. But, you know, a lot of these guys, like when you talk to them, they don't really have that charismatic, you know, style with him. It's always just an overconfident, hyper masculine type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So when these women, they talk to him, there's really no strong conversation and shit like that. It's like, you know, when you coming over? Oh, I'll be over. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Your dude ain't gonna be around there, huh? Oh, no, he's not gonna be around there. Oh, yeah, I'm about to come over there and put that dick on you, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, like, you know, they hook up and boom. But there's like no charismatic conversation. There's no intellectual conversation that's involved. Like, not even when it's just strictly on sex. It's just not there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, of course these women are like, yeah, you know what? My dude ain't putting down the pipe. But then you got a nigga that's putting down the pipe and he has a motherfucking, you know, intellectual conversation. Like, he can hold a conversation with you. And, you know, like, emotions get involved. You know, I was raised not to really hurt women's feelings and shit like that. Being raised by your grandmother and by your mom and all of that shit, you know what I'm saying? And your mom, you know, looks at life a different way, and, you know, you tend to be like, okay, well, yeah. And then, but you got a lot of niggas that's out here who was raised by their mother, and they're like, man, fuck these bitches. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I know niggas like that personally. You know, they have no problem with even cheating on their girlfriends or wives and being the side nigga to another relationship. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we were talking about that, D and I. And I told her, I'm like, well, damn, you know, if you feeling emotional like that and he's catching feelings, well, then maybe, you know, you need to tell him that he needs to leave his significant other, his wife, or whoever the fuck that is who got her own house with all of them kids. Y'all need to just go ahead and just hook up and, you know, just do y'all thing. You know, because even with her, like, the dude that she was fucking with, she had to cut him off because all of a sudden he started catching feelings. And, you know, she knew, like, he was catching feelings and shit like that. And she was falling in love with, you know, her so-called side piece. I'm like, damn, man, you know, like, why it just can't be just a straight-up one-on-one relationship anymore? You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because the sex isn't there. You know what I'm saying? Usually, like, you see a lot of the broke guys, you know, they got a lot of energy and they got a lot of tense, you know, vibes that's caught up in them, and then all of a sudden it's like, I gotta release the stress, you know. Yeah, man, I'm gonna tear these hoes up, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it is, man. That's exactly how it is. So, I just don't like to, you know, I don't like to have a stale relationship, man. You know, if you want to be the side nigga, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Being the side nigga is alright, you know, but you can only be the side nigga for so long, though. That's the only problem with that shit. That shit does not last forever. You know, and I mean, when I did it the few times that I did do it, it was like, I never felt good because I always felt bad about the other nigga. Like, you know, this nigga never did anything to me. You know what I'm saying? He never did anything personally to me for me to be like, yeah, you know what? Let me fuck your bitch real quick. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I, you know, don't engage in it. Like the nigga who I'm talking about now, who got the old lady that's an RA nurse. I mean, she bad, cold, red bone with dreads and shit. You know what I'm saying? Got her sexy up. I don't know if I even mentioned in my videos how this shit even had happened, like how this shit all started, because like, okay, we used to work together, right? We used to work together at the same bank and shit. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm the type of person where I work, I don't kind of like mess around with too many people at work. It's just a handful of people who I know by name or even know by face. I'm kind of like straight focused. So, this girl had worked at Chase with me, and then she quit. And years went on and shit. But my homeboy who worked there, he still kept in contact with her and shit. So then I would go over by his house every now and then, and I would see her there. And she'd be chilling, watching TV, reading a magazine, scrolling through her phone or some shit. And I was like, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? I thought they were together. You know what I'm saying? Really, I thought that they were, on the verge of being married or some shit. She would spend so much time over there. But then one day I was like, man, you know what? Y'all two make a good ass couple. And then she was like, oh no, we're not a couple. We're just friends. And then he's like, man, why you gonna say it like that? Why you gonna say it like that? You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, yeah, we're just friends and shit like that. So, she was going to school to become an RN. He had a, staying in the crib every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Because she was getting her apartment together, getting her little condo together and shit. And then she was staying with her aunt, right? So one day I called my homeboy up, and I'm like, let me go see what he's doing. This is like on the weekend and shit, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was on my way to the store to go and get me a bottle, and I was going to go over to my crib, kind of like chill, work on some beats. So she answers his cell phone, like, yo, man, what's up with old dude? Oh, no, he's going with his cousin. He's going out to go and get some drinks and shit. Like, oh, damn, that's what I just did. I just bought me a bottle my damn self. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, I'm trying to come over there and kick it with you and shit, you know what I'm saying? So then she came over, and I'm like, hey, you can come over. I'm just chilling and shit. So she came over, and she told me, I've been watching you. I've been seeing you. I remember when you used to work at Chase. I'm like, damn. Actually, I even questioned that shit. I'm like, how do you used to work at Chase? Who was your supervisor? She told me who her supervisor was. And I was like, damn, yeah, I know who that is. You know what I'm saying? I never even noticed you up in there. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, but, I used to notice you. I used to watch you. And I was like, wow, that's fucking crazy. So then, she just told me what she wanted. Like, she's like, yeah, me and him not together and all of that. We're just friends. And, he be trying to fuck around with me, but I don't want to give him no pussy and shit like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, one thing turned to another. And then the next thing you know, she was all up on the nigga, man. And then, after that, she left. And then, she hit me up like maybe a month later. I want to know if we can go handle it. But then I was busy and shit. Like, I wasn't dating anyone at the time, but I was just, too busy. And then she was like, oh, you don't want to talk to me anymore, I really want to see you and shit. I'm in town, I'll be in town and all that, you know what I'm saying? And then I look at her Instagram page and her Facebook page, and then, she's going out to these expensive restaurants, taking that nigga out and all of that shit, you did. And then, I don't know, man. She hit a nigga up, like every fucking time. And then, another time happened when she did, and I'm like, yeah, I'm over here at my crib, you know what I'm saying? I'm just cool. Oh, I'm about to come over there right now. So she comes over, and, she's all up on the nigga again, because the first time when I put it on her, and I mean, this might be a little explicit, man. It might be a bit explicit, but it's true. I fucked her all night, you know what I'm saying? I let her come 4 times, 5 times and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then, she was done. I didn't come not one time, not at all. Not saying that I wasn't physically attracted to her. It's just that, nigga sex game is just that strong. You know what I'm saying? It runs in the fucking family. So, she, was good. She was comfortable and all of that, right? And then, she leaves, and then, she constantly hits me up, when I come back, I want to handle that. And then, that time after, she tried to hit me up, and I was just busy. I didn't get a chance to respond to none of her texts and none of her Facebook pages and messages and shit like that. And then, she sends me this long-ass message, yeah, I just want to see how you're doing. I miss you. I hope everything is okay and all of this. And I'm like, damn, here it is. She catching feelings. Because before I even started, fucking with her like that night, I was talking to her, you know what I'm saying? I was sizing her up. I was pressing her up, looking her in the eye, giving her eye contact, you know what I'm saying? giving her that charisma, giving her that mind sex, and even afterwards, I was still giving it to her. You know what I'm saying? And like she knows, because I know the dude that she fucking with. He's like, I'm not gonna say that he's a lame, but he is weird. You know what I'm saying? He's not even like a smart, educated brother. This dude is like really dumb, you know what I'm saying? Like a Rottweiler, you know what I'm saying? This nigga is like clumsy as fuck, and I'm like, damn, okay. But she that how the rappers say her, she wanna fuck with a real nigga, and that's what it was, man. And even still now, like I can call her up and she's gonna be like, yeah, I'll be in town. But I don't do that, man. I don't do that because, I know my dude trying to fuck with her. And he's been trying to fuck with her for years, like how she said, and he still treats her nice, treats her respectful, and it's like, man, I can't have that shit on my conscience. Like I even told a couple of my homies about this, and I told them like, man, she be all up on me and shit. Whenever she come in town, she flies her Audi in, she gets her Audi freighted here, and then she's like, telling me all of her shit, like all of her business. Like the first time I fucked her, she was like, I kept putting it on her and shit, and she's like, she tried to jack me off. I wouldn't nut, and I was just laughing at her, you know what I'm saying? And then, she was like, I'm gonna have to ride you next time. And like, the next morning, she tried to ride me, and she ended up coming. She ended up nutting all on me, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So, I guess she felt bad. That's what I thought. I thought that she felt bad that she couldn't sexually satisfy me the way I sexually satisfied her. And, I can tell that that's what it was because that's how the message came through. It's like, I'm sorry, if I did anything to offend you. Like, you didn't do anything to offend me, you know what I'm saying? Just because I didn't nut, like, it's nothing. You didn't do nothing to offend me. I just want to make sure you sexually satisfied, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's no problem. Like, I'm kind of geeked out. I'm like, I'm cool that you was able to get yours. So, she feels like she has to sexually compete with me and all of this, and I'm like, okay. But the only problem I have with her is that like that bond, that connection isn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some women out there where I do feel like bond and that connection, and like they have other shit going on, so it's like, wow, it's just never balanced and shit. You know what I'm saying? And she would be cool. Like she don't have any kids and shit. She look fly. But let's go ahead and let her do her thing, and that's why I don't move down there with her. I refuse. Like we could be friends. We could definitely be friends. And I haven't really talked to her in a while. Like we only talk to each other on Facebook. But I mean, we could be friends and shit, definitely. But as far as like me constantly fucking with you, playing that side piece shit, I'm not gonna do it. Especially if you got somebody that you really dealing with, somebody like really really trying to court you and shit. I'm not gonna take and do that shit, man. Because that shit could easily happen to me. I mean, karma is a motherfucker, so, playing that side role, that side piece shit for a nigga, it's usually like the broke niggas that's doing that shit, you know what I'm saying? Or niggas that's sexual active, and, like I had a conversation yesterday with my homeboy, he's talking about, it's alright to cheat as long as you're not in the relationship and all of that. I mean, then that's not cheating if you're not in a relationship, So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to kind of like address some side piece shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, like, yeah, them broke niggas is good with that. They good with the being in side piece type of shit. Bragging, talking about how they be fucking around with lawyers and doctors. Like, I know niggas, broke niggas who are like that. Like, they brag about, they fucking around with women who are making major figures and shit, you know what I'm saying? Some of these women break them all, buy them tennis shoes and shit. And then it's like, don't you feel like a prostitute at the end of the day, my nigga? No, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I put that dick on there, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's just, I guess niggas ain't built like me and shit, so. Leave comments at the bottom and shit if you feeling this video, you know what I'm saying? Thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't give a fuck. But, yeah, the side piece shit is terrible, man. It is terrible. It's like, casual sex, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But if you're in a relationship, then that shit goes out the door, you know what I'm saying? It really does. Unless you got the relationship structured where, you know, you guys are swingers, you know. Being a swinger, I mean, it's a structured relationship, but even in those type of relationships, I have seen them fail. I have seen emotions get involved. So, we're going to end it right here. You guys be cool. Sam Sim, peace.